This is why I'm here. This is why that this county has elected me, is to clean things up, hold people accountable. You know, it's nothing against anybody, but it's the right thing to do.
We're learning new details tonight in the case against a Madison County finance officer accused of stealing thousands of dollars.
And 2 men charged in the death of a Central Kentucky man faced a judge this morning.
They promised deep discounts on exotic vacations, but what did this couple deliver instead? The story of a multi-million-dollar scam coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. Police say that she stole thousands of dollars from a government agency, and now city leaders say that amount is even larger than they originally thought.
We first told you about Madison County CSEP finance officer Tamara Phelps a couple of weeks ago when she was arrested. She's facing dozens of charges, including forgery and theft, and could end up facing more. WKYT's Monique Blair is tracking these new developments. She's at the live desk with our top story at 5:30. Monique?
Madison County CSEP's former finance officer was originally charged with stealing more than $30,000 worth of government property in the past year. But after an internal investigation, officials say she's actually been stealing since 2006 and more than $300,000 more than discovered in the initial investigation. The investigation into 54-year-old Tamara Phelps started after an unidentified person saw a first responder's handheld radio for sale on eBay.
They actually tried to purchase the radio. Once they were able to purchase it, they weren't able to buy it. She found out that who it was that was wanting to purchase it. And so that's what started the internal investigation.
That investigation shows that Phelps has stolen more than $340,000 worth of government money dating back as far as April 2006.
And that was probably more my shock. I mean, obviously that's a big number, but I mean, man, something going on for 9+ years, you know, it's unacceptable.
Madison County Judge Executive Reagan Taylor says Phelps got away with stealing for more than 9 years due to a lack of financial accountability. And now he's asked the state auditor to conduct a full county audit.
This is why I'm here. This is why that this county has elected me, is to clean things up, hold people accountable. You know, it's nothing against anybody, but it's the right thing to do.
In addition, Emergency Management Agency Director Carl Richards has been placed on indefinite suspension pending a continued investigation.
He's in charge, and $340,000+ has gotten by him over a 9-year period. That's a pretty good reason in my book.
Now Phelps bonded out of jail on a $50,000 bond after she was arrested 2 weeks ago, and she'll face a judge 1 week from today. At the live desk, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Monique, thank you. Phelps hasn't been charged for the additional findings yet because Kentucky State Police are still investigating. Emergency crews are working to clean up a crash near downtown Lexington. It happened about 3 on East 4th and MLK Boulevard. Police say a car ran a stoplight. Police have a reconstruction unit on scene, and 3 people had to be taken to the hospital. There's no word yet on their conditions.
2 men charged in the shooting death of a Madison County man answered to the charges this morning. Christopher Coleman and Kirk Garrett pled not guilty. Police say that 25-year-old Roy Combs was found shot to death last week at an old rock quarry on Athens Boonesboro Road in Clark County. Police arrested Don Attaway and Christy Mattingly. They later arrested Coleman and Garrett in Columbus, Ohio. All 4 are scheduled to be back in court for a preliminary hearing next Wednesday.
It was a close call for a Central Kentucky family this morning. Firefighters say 2 people escaped their burning home in Harrison County. The fire broke out at a home on US 27 North around 1 a.m. The 2 people told firefighters they woke up to the sound of an explosion. The couple managed to escape through a bedroom window, but firefighters say the home is a total loss.
Horrible experience when you have that, 3 kids, and I would never want to wake up to that with my children.
The couple has 3 children, but they were not home at the time of the fire. Firefighters believe the fire started in an air conditioning unit.
A man charged with DUI in a deadly crash was in court this morning. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Jessamine County. Jeffrey Tuggle pled not guilty to the charge. Police say he was involved in a crash near Wilmore on Frankfort Ford Road on Monday. Tuggle's passenger was thrown from the car when it crashed into a tree. 56-year-old Marlene Chafin later died at UK Hospital. Tuggle is expected to be back in court on June 2nd. In Laurel County, a stepfather is facing charges after deputies say he pointed a gun at a 5-year-old. Deputies arrested Michael Vickers on Monday near London during a welfare check. They say Vickers pointed a gun at the child because she was splashing water on the floor from the bathtub. Deputies say Vickers told them he did not think it was a big deal, and the child's mother said the weapon was a toy gun. Vickers is charged with endangering the welfare of a minor. Also in Laurel County, 4 people are in jail accused of making methamphetamine. Deputies arrested Heather Holland, John Jones, Mary Jones, and Frank Rains on Tuesday. They say that all 4 were inside a vehicle at the time. Deputies found, they say, 2.9 grams of meth, digital scales, needles, and other drug-related items. And in Monroe County, the search continues for a missing Kentucky toddler and the man police believe took her. This is a picture of the missing girl. State police think that the 2-year-old is with her mother's boyfriend, 25-year-old Anthony Barber. They have not been seen since Sunday. Police found Barber's car overnight in an abandoned field. Police say that Barber is carrying a gun and should be considered dangerous. We've just learned police are following up on a lead in this case right now. We'll bring you those details when we get that information.
We are tracking some showers moving into the area and a drop in temperatures overnight. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a look at what we can expect.
But at least we had today. Today was pretty darn nice, Amber, across central and eastern Kentucky. Unfortunately, it's going to go away very quickly heading into tonight and Thursday, as you mentioned. Live First Alert Defender, everything in motion. Look at the wall of water coming at us from the west. It's beginning to decrease a little bit in doing so. Still, though, some locally heavy downpours showing up between Bowling Green and the Owensboro area. Most of central and eastern Kentucky continues to be on the dry side, leading edge of this stuff, mainly in the form of a few sprinkles and not reaching the ground just yet across that I-65 corridor. We'll change that up a little later on. Now, ahead of that, here's what we're looking like with clouds increasing across central Kentucky, Frankfort, Georgetown with a little thicker overcast than what we're seeing in Lexington. Well, at least our side of Lexington. Some hazy sunshine still hanging on across the Hamburg Pavilion area, western parts of Fayette County with a lot of clouds that are still out there. Weather headlines. Those chilly raindrops are moving in. Wait until you see just how cool temperatures get for your Thursday. But I do have some good news for the weekend. We're going to warm it up. We're going to throw a little more humidity into the mix. It's Memorial Day weekend after all. So you got to at least get some nice weather out there, though we're going to be on the lookout for the possibility of some storms. We'll break down both the good and the bad of that 7-day forecast in about 10 minutes from right now.
We will see you then, Chris. We appreciate it. It is a way to honor a Jessamine County girl killed in a crash. Mackenzie Sayre died 2 years ago when her car collided with another in Jessamine County. The city of Wilmore found a way to honor Sayre through her love of animals. WKYT's Rebecca Smith is talking to the mayor about a new addition to Centennial Park. It's a story that's new at 5:30.
As the head of the equine program at Asbury University in Wilmore, Mayor Harold Rainwater knows the importance of having four-legged friends around. He says a new dog park at Centennial Park is a welcome addition. It's being financed by Mackenzie Sayre's parents. The 19-year-old was killed in a car wreck in June of 2013.
Being that this is her hometown, and being that we have other hometown heroes here, young people that have grown up and done a really great job with their lives and what they've meant and stood for. We were honored that they were willing to pay for this park.
Mackenzie, who grew up about a mile from this park, was the epitome of animal lover. Her lifelong ambition was to be a veterinarian, and she was actually walking her dogs here in this very park the night that she died. The 900-foot addition will include 2 fenced-in parks, one for big dogs and one for small.
We've always had a lot of dogs here because we have a lot of people who love animals.
In Jessamine County, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
Well, the mayor hopes the dog park will be completed by July 4th.
The idea of joining a travel club and getting away to exotic locations at a discount price can be very alluring. But before you pack those bags, do some homework.
Well, they were asking for small fees to join their club, and then they would discount vacations that you would go on.
They are Daryl Turner and Robin Bernstein, who ran DreamWorks Vacation Club.
They would offer discounted airlines, free gas vouchers, and when the mail would arrive at the postal customer's house, it would have the actual label of one of the major airlines or one of the major gas companies, so it would look pretty legitimate.
The problem? nothing was legitimate.
Once the customers or their customers would actually attempt to use the discounts, they would not be available.
Here's how it began. The husband-wife team would hold seminars inside hotels, encouraging people to join the club. Those gatherings were the beginning of the end of the scam.
We actually had several postal inspectors sit through the actual pitch. We actually saw Mr. Turner's pitch from beginning to end, but we actually learned what he was promising and misrepresentations that he was actually making.
More than 300 people lost $3 million. Some advice from postal inspectors: never make a decision while being pressured. Take a night to sleep on it.
Don't actually make the purchase right then and there. Think about it, talk to other people, talk to friends. Then if it seems like it's legitimate, then make the purchase from there.
Turner pled guilty to second-degree theft by deception, was sentenced to 7 years in state prison. His wife, Robin Bernstein, also pled guilty and was sentenced to 5 years probation. Turner was ordered to pay over $2.5 million in restitution.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
It was a race just too close to call. Matt Bevin declaring himself the Republican nominee, but that won't be official until a recanvass.
And the turnout for yesterday's election primary surpassed the Secretary of State's original projection. Bill Bryant breaks down the results in today's Bottom Line.
Good evening. Nearly 24 hours since the polls closed, the Republican nomination for governor is still unsettled, and it appears that it could be that way, a murky picture for more than a week. Matt Bevin has accepted the Republican nomination, but his margin is razor thin at just 83 votes over James Comer. There is no runoff in Kentucky and no required recount in close elections, but candidates can request a recanvass. Comer says he will ask for a recanvass, which involves rechecking totals on voting machines. Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes says the law calls for that to happen on May 28th, meaning the Republican race won't be certified until after that. Comer says he will support Bevin if his apparent victory holds up. So Democrat Jack Conway will get a bit of a head start on the fall campaign as Republicans work through their standoff. Conway won his primary for governor convincingly with nearly 80% of the vote. But his challenger Jeff Young says not so fast. Young says he will challenge Conway's right to be on the fall ballot in court. We have all the election results for you on WKYT.com. As you know, some are pressing Lexington to raise its local minimum wage, and it is yet to be resolved by the Urban County Council. Now, Los Angeles has become the largest U.S. city to raise its minimum to $15 an hour. Pay would jump from $9 to $15 by 2020. That's a huge win for the national movement for higher wages, but some business owners in L.A. say it will cost jobs. Turnout for Kentucky's primary election surpassed the Secretary of State's original projection and reached more than 12.5% by the time the votes were counted. About 399,000 ballots were cast out of 3.1 million registered voters. Secretary of State Grimes will be one of our guests on Kentucky Newsmakers this weekend. We'll look at the results and that likely recanvass. Bill Bryant, WKYT.